Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Zoom, the legendary Biqtch Puddin.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're watching this at home while you take a poop.
How are you doing? How's your quarantine life? Are you living your best stay-at-home life?
I'm living the best stay-at-home life as I can, being productive. When life gives you lemons and cancels all your gigs, you make lemonade so kids can drink so you can still, have a good time.
That is the right attitude to have. I think it's the attitude we all need to work to have every single day.
Exactly.
So you have to work for it. It is a struggle.
It's such a crazy time. Like, what is happening? Literally, we're all in our houses. I mean, if you told my middle school self I get to stay at home and play video games all day, I'd be like so excited. But now looking back on that, I'm like, no, you're you're dumb. You want to go outside and have a good time.
The highlight of my month was absolutely the other day when we went to Trader Joe's and there were only 3 people in the line to get at the store.
Did they have all the stuff that you wanted?
They absolutely did, except for toilet paper. We've only seen toilet paper in the wild one time.
You can take a shower. It's okay. You can just take a shower after. You're fresh. That way you're really ready for a good time, Because I know you're quarantining with your man, so I'm jealous. I don't have any man. I'm not quarantining with any man.
Hashtag blessed to have Kit, my husband, and our cat, so we've got a good little quarantine crew over here.
Bless you. I had to have phone sex the other day to kind of, live as a human being as I am. But I had the rudest, I hadn't talked to this man in a minute, and I took off my shirt and he's like, just wow, you've gained a fuck ton of weight. I just was like,
sir,
we're quarantining and I'm eating my feelings. Like, I like already had lube in my hand and it was on I was like, come on, dude. Like, why are you doing that?
Quarantine fail. Quarantine fail.
Bro, like, yo, whatever. Y'all, you don't want the thickness? You like it from the back. Okay, don't be mad. Well, anyway, other than that, it's been great. I've had a great time, so.
I am so excited to hear all about this amazing show that you've been producing.
Yeah, digital drag.
On Twitch, produced by Biqtch Puddin and Meghna. How did this all come about? What were you hoping it would be?
So this all came about because basically COVID happened. Canceled all our gigs and we were like frustrated as hell. And I kind of did it out of I was arguing with my roommate and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like I was supposed to be booked for this really cool party with LA Gamer Society. It was a sponsored event with like PlayStation, Square Enix, and it was supposed to be a Final Fantasy VII remake launch party. And it was at Precinct and I was really excited about it. I worked like 3 days on the poster, photoshopped all over our faces on the poster. Poster looked amazing. I posted the poster for not even like 24 hours and then the event was canceled because of COVID. And I was like pissed and I was like arguing with my roommate. I was like, what the fuck are we gonna do now? Digital drag? And then Meghna came out of her room and she was like, that sounds like an amazing idea. So that's how it kind of came about. But mostly I really lit a fire into my ass to figure out something because basically each and every performer that I knew, regardless if you've been on a platform, like a television show or something, did a cooking show, whatever, any performer, or if you've been like or you're the Susie Q host, like bingo on Tuesdays at your local bar down the street. Everybody was posting their Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. Everybody was coming up with a Cameo account, trying to get anything, in the door because obviously everything was drying up. Mm-hmm. And I just thought, like, there has to be something. We're creative. We're fucking drag queens. We're drag performers. We're able to like put glitter on anything and make it fucking fierce. So that's what I just did.
It's so cool, and it's been so cool to see. Have you seen people bringing like innovation to the platform? How do you translate drag that's normally performed in a bar or club to the internet?
It's been really cool because like a lot of people are able to do numbers that doesn't necessarily translate. Like for instance, I opened the first show with Imogene Heap's Hide and Seek, and it was like black and white and it was like a fan. It just looked really glamorous and simple. And unless you're doing a gig like Sasha Velour's Nightgowns, which you guys should check it out on Queerty, it's now streaming. It's such a good series. Unless you're doing something that's like kind of artsy and like in a space that's framed that way, you can't get away with that like on a Friday night when people want to turn up and have a good time. It just doesn't really work. So people have been able to do like really interesting things at home that hasn't necessarily worked at the bar, because it's just kind of two different mindsets. Also, I think it's been really great for, all these performers learning new sets of skills. Like we all knew how to kind of maybe sew or do makeup, or we all have our strength. But now a lot of us are coming out of it like, well, I can edit videos now. I know how to work a camera. I know better lighting, so when I take selfies after the gig, I can like light myself better and like promote my shit. I think we're all just gonna come out of this like way more fiercer than we were before. So that's kind of the exciting thing about it all.
Yeah, totally. And you've been able to put together this incredible cast of performers every single week. What goes into finding these people and coordinating everything?
Well, the first show I like seriously posted on my like Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I was like, I'm doing a digital drag show. Let me know if you're interested. This is like right before like the bars in LA were closed. So like a lot of people were like, maybe, but I reached out to a lot of people personally and they were like on board with it, which was really great. Alaska hopped on board really early, which was really helpful for us. And like I've had my fellow winners of Dragula, Landon Cider and Vandervon on each and every week. And it kind of slowly, surely builded for the first show. But after that, we've been able to have, we set up a website for people to apply because we're open to anybody. We've had people do their very first drag performance on our show. We've also had veterans like Chad Michaels and Sasha Colby perform on our show, like iconic, like continental winner, like the one of the highest points of drag. Seriously, Sasha Colby, Melanie Von Cruz, who also is competing Continental. We have Shavana B. Brooks, who's been a plus. Like we've had all styles of drag together. There's VR Monster, queer, non-binary, trans. We're seriously the full gamut. We're not excluding any talent at all. I wanted it to be a snapshot of the community. So basically, a lot of the talent we're being able to pull from is from our application process. So basically, if you guys are interested in being a part of it, just go to apply. Dot Twitch, no, sorry. Go to applydigitaldrag.net and apply.digitaldrag.net. And you can fill out an application and you can be a part of the show. But also, if you go to digitaldrag.net, we also are open to people who are interested in doing. We have a commercial break during our show. So if you're a queer content creator who wants to promote their TikTok, YouTube, whatever, we do a little commercial for you. That's totally great. We can play that during our commercial break. Also, if you're queer businesses, we have like designers, wig makers, anything. Like we've seriously put it in there. Especially GoFundMe's for bars, like a couple of the bars in San Francisco and DTL area have definitely reached out and put it on. And we're basically open to anybody. Like if you guys are interested, more the merrier. So come on down.
That is so cool. How cool to make your drag debut and have it be on camera and preserved for posterity for all time.
Right, and you get like a good video out of it. I'm glad I don't have a video of my first time. My first time was messy. And yeah, like everyone's first time, we kind of shit on the dick a little bit, but we
yeah, I guess depending on how your drag debut may or may not.
My balls popped out. I just gotta say that. But I was still trying to give it to you.
How has the response from the audience been? Have people been reaching out to you?
It's been so amazing. Twitch was actually really surprised on our chat because they were worried because like they kind of put us on the front page of the website every week, which is really great. We were the first digital drag show on the platform, so for them to be so opening and welcome to us is really great.
Yeah, that's
for those
like a video game place, Twitch?
Yeah, so Twitch is mostly known to be people most know it for like people who are streaming video game content, but Twitch is a lot bigger than that. It's just that's what kind of took off and they kind of nurture that. But essentially, I would like to think of Twitch as, you know what YouTube is to pre-recorded content? Twitch is like that for live content. So you guys can go on there and do a cooking show if you wanted. You could do a talk show. You could do whatever the hell you want on Twitch, which is really great. Just most people use it for video games because it's kind of an easy setup. You know, you screen record your screen and you might have a webcam or something, and then you're able to talk, and that's kind of like easy setup. Yeah. But you can get as complex as you want. A lot of people have talk shows on there. They have game shows. Whatever the hell you want, you can do it on Twitch, which is kind of really exciting.
The Twitch people have been into the Friday night drag shows?
Yeah, they've been tuning in. I've had a couple of people, like my friend Danica, who is doing Word Club on Twitch, was really cool, has been really supportive, and a lot of like the other veterans have come on through, which has been really great. But yeah, the Twitch people were really nervous about the chat because like that's the one thing about our show. We try to make it as live as possible. So we have like a real drag show as possible. We have like a DJ set, live performances, some are pre-recorded, and we have an intermission. You come back and they close the DJ set to have a good time for the night. But when we were putting us on the front page, they were nervous because a lot of like trolls, you know, like the Midwest video game nerd boy who's 12 who doesn't know no better, who probably will turn up to be a fabulous gay creature of the night. you know, he don't know nobody at 12, and he just running his mouth and being a troll on the internet. But our chat has been so nice and beautiful each and every week. Twitch was so amazed. All the comments are usually positive, and it's been just a really great experience. So if you guys, like, it's kind of like also like a really good hug through the screen, because right now, like, drag shows are churches. You know, we go and see our friends, our family. That's like what a drag show is all about. And it's our safe space. And right now we kind of don't have that. So these online shows have been really helpful for a lot of people. Like, for instance, one person that really sticks out to me in particular was this drag king. And he's like, that moment where you don't have good internet, so you have to drive 30 minutes to the closest like town to mooch off of Starbucks to watch Biqtch's drag show. And they were like huddled around their phones outside of the Starbucks in their car. And it just made my heart melt for people. Like, I'm just so glad that you turned in and you did that, but also it's like, it makes me feel good that I'm making you feel good. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, totally.
Like, a lot of people's responses have been really positive, just about like, I tune in every week. Thank you so much. And my other favorite thing is that people watch with their animals, which is cute. Like, they'll post their dog next to the screen or something, and that just warms my heart.
Yeah, I mean, one silver lining of this whole crazy thing, I think, has been seeing how our community has really been like rallying to support each other. And I think you're doing that by giving all these performers this amazing platform with this show. Is that something that you've sensed about the community during this situation too?
Yeah, I think everyone's just like buckled down and like, before all this, there was, or hold on. I thought I had a belch, but I didn't. We're good. I just suckered down and ate a burrito, guys. It's been a busy day. I think what's the beautiful thing about this is, like, before all of this, there was 700 drag shows happening on a Saturday any given time of the year. You know what I mean? Like, wherever you were, there was a lot of drag shows happening. And that's the kind of beautiful thing about this, is that more shows have kind of transformed into this platform, and they've kind of taken off. Because, like, one show can't book every entertainer in every city. That's just impossible. That show would last the whole week. So that's kind of been the really cool thing. Like, a lot of people token us as the first online drag show. We're not the first online drag show. That's been happening way before COVID, especially with performers who are underage, like a minor drag queen. They can't get in the club. So, like, the 18-year-old drag queens get together, do an Instagram live show. And, like, there's been many shows on that have been happening. We just were the first drag show on Twitch. But I think there's so many shows going on right now, and it's just so inspiring that, like, all the community leaders were like, oh, fuck COVID, we're going to still make this fierce. So it's been really great.
Oh, it's so cool. It's been so cool to watch. So we're sitting here and prides are slowly but surely getting canceled or postponed. Do you have any thoughts about what you're going to do to celebrate Pride this year, or what Pride's going to be like this year?
I think Pride might not be it's still going to be big and super important. I think we're all ready to turn the fuck up after being locked in our houses for so long. But I think instead of like the big festival thing with maybe going to an event space or like an outside park, I think this year might be the year where the bars get all the love. The bars that usually host the after party are going to be where you go the whole day. And that's what I'm excited about, because I think a lot of our queer businesses are going to need all the help they can get after this, because, you know, it's not guaranteed that, you know, depending on what the government decides, it's not guaranteed that they might be there, because they've been suffering so hard because they haven't been making any money during all of this. Yeah. So I think it's most important to support those queer businesses, regardless if it's a deli that, you know, like a queer guy that owns, or, you know, it's a music school that like a nice lesbian owns, like, or, you know, it's a bar that you go to and love. You know, I don't think I took those places for granted, but I know a lot of us did. Those are safe spaces. And we really need to go back, and once this is over, and just, even if you can't spend money because we're all kind of broke out of this shit, like, seriously, go promote, go to those spaces, see your friends, experience life again. And I think life can go back faster to being what it was beforehand the sooner this is over.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So do you have a first place you want to go when this is finally all over?
I want to go to Precinct in DTLA really bad.
I want to come see you at Precinct.
I want to go to Precinct. Yeah, I'm excited for Pride this year, because I think it's going to be, you know, it'll definitely be different. It's sad that, like, the 50th anniversary, was it the San Francisco or was it New York? I think it was San Francisco Pride, right? The 50th anniversary of somewhere got canceled, and I think that's really sad, but y'all, I think it's still technically going to be Pride Month, and we can go support our local businesses that are going to do Pride events, even though it's not that big festival that we all usually used to. We should still go out to those bars and have a good time.
Absolutely. COVID can't take pride away from us.
Nuh-uh, we're too gay. We're too rainbow.
Time Corona.
We'll just turn Corona into a fierce drag queen, okay?
Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. I hope everyone is tuning in on Friday nights. You're putting on an amazing show week after week. It's so cool, and we are grateful to you. Thanks, Biqtch.
Thank you so much for having me. And y'all better give all the love to Queerty, okay? They do really good by the community, all right?
Thanks, Biqtch.
Bye!